Hello, you're welcome to Nathan Farming Vibes 247, where we talk about farming issues and discuss about pertinent things about farming. So today we're going to talk about the pertinent way to start grasscutter farming, and I have some trainees here around me who wants to learn about grasscutter farming and rabbit farming. It's imperative that before you learn most of these farming stuff, you need to come for practical classes. Don't get deceived by those who go online and do whatever magic and think they will succeed in farming. No, practicals are very important, and that's why they are here. They are here because you start with this practical, then the follow-up mentorship will go along for them to achieve whatever they want to achieve with their farming ventures. So I have two of them here. Same farming this thing, because it's a shifting job, so both of them want to learn it. After learning it practically, they go to them. It becomes the mentorship and the fellowship part of it. That's why they are here. We're done with the theory, which we have to do with this. That's the first important thing. So I would like you. What's your name, my brother?
Zion Podma MG.
Okay. Zion, you're welcome. What's your name?
Emmanuel Nando.
Okay, good. You can see they have learned a lot from the theory part, and the reason why we're here now is for us to go into the practical aspect of it, which is the most important part of it. And you can see from the background we have varieties of livestock here. We have different kind of housing setup for grasscutter and rabbit. So and as we're going further now, I think one or two things you're going to learn, one or two things on how practically I'm going to let them expose them to the practical knowledge about grasscutter and rabbit farming. So for now, let's start up. First of all, the first thing you do here is they are here to know how the housing of grasscutter look like. Zion.
Yeah.
You know what is this now?
Yeah.
This is a cage.
This is a cage.
This is a cage.
Yes.
And this cage is for grasscutter and rabbits. You can see we have you can see rabbits here.
Yes, sir.
You can equally see grasscutter there.
Yes.
You can use it for multi-purpose, and this is the type of cage you want to use in your place.
Yes, sir.
So that is it. So that is sorted. Unlike when you see it in the online or pictures, you wouldn't know how it works. It comes in different way, and you can see how it's being constructed. It's different from every other cage that you see around.
Of course.
Yes. Then we still have the concrete cage, which is somewhere around there. It's somewhere around there. Maybe sooner or later I'll show you the picture of it, because the angle of the concrete cage is different. It's the same thing. All of them works very, very okay for grasscutter farming. So I think let's go further to the next thing, which is very, very imperative: how to care for your animals and how to feed them and every other thing that has to do with it. Thank you. God bless. To start up this practical class, it's imperative we will start it in a way that we arrive to logical conclusion. Now, the essence of this practical is for them to get familiar to some of the things we use for grasscutter and rabbits. And as I always say, whoever that rears rabbits rears grasscutter. They feed the same thing. Some of the equipment, some of the things we use for them are virtually the same thing. So there's no need to be scared of anything. They eat everything they eat together. Whatever they do is the same thing. So now, the first important thing you do in practicals, if you want to go into practical for grasscutter, is the pre-stocking activities. When I mean the pre-stocking activities, the fact that you prepare this cage. When you prepare your cage, you need to make it okay. You need to make it okay. You understand me?
Yes.
You need to make it okay. Because after construction, you can have some hazardous things there. You take care of it. Even in some cases, you try to use should I call it to clean up? Use hot water or take fumigate it, disinfect it. Let me use that language, because it's a good practice. Because of I don't know the germs and other things that are there, so that when the animal comes, it comes in a very clean slate. That is the first important thing. And how do you do this? It's a simple thing. After the construction of the grasscutter, the next thing is for you to go there, sweep the place, do a housekeeping. Having done that, the next thing is to prepare some of the things that has to be available there, which are pre-stocking things. Like now, this is plates. You can see this.
Yes,
this is the kind of the feeding trough for grass cutter and rabbit. Both of them use this. And what you're seeing now is locally made from this farm. It's made up of cement and highly concentrated cement and sands, and highly concentrated cement, so that to make it hard, because one, it lasts longer. It can be used for rabbit, it can be used for grass cutter. Why we make it strong is because of the grass cutter like eating, because sometimes they use this to grind their teeth. So if you don't add more cement to it, it will certainly get broken by the grass cutter, because they have a hard and sharp teeth. So this is the feeder for them. Okay, good. Yes, this section we're going to talk about the identification of the breeds we need here. You can see we have this is the rabbit, this is our Liki breed, so this is pregnant. Then we have the long breed grass cutter. This is what we need. This is what we use for our training materials. These are the classical livestock breeds that one can use for commercialized purpose. So now the essence why I brought this thing is for the practical purpose, to teach them how to handle them. It's very important to teach them how to handle it. You can't see this in the movie, you can't see it in the picture. So the essence why I brought them out is for them to know how to handle them. For the rabbits, it's proper. Usually I see people handle them by the ear side, but it's not good. So the best way to handle them is you hold rabbit from the back like this. Hold them, not too for very long time, please. Not too for very long time. You drop them. Can you Zion, can you handle it? Just do the same thing I did. They bite. Go on. Yes, good. Then you come and handle it. Let me see. Go there and handle. Let me see what you're going to do there. Go and handle. Yes, good. Then can you handle the rabbit? Look at how I'm handling the grass cutter. You can handle. Look at the grass cutter. Leave that one. Handle the grass cutter. Handle it. Hold it gently. Don't force. Just gently. Up. Good. Can you handle it too? Simple as that. It's not a big deal. Don't be scared. I don't check it, because this tail is the handling where you can handle these things. So you this is, I know we're trying to do this in methodical, so that they will understand, so that it will be easy for them to have a basic understanding, one at a time. Having discussed about identifying some of the breeds they want to start with, and at least with the clear understanding and how the handling position and everything, they've learned that. So now we have to go to the stocking aspect of it. There's no farmer that has any animal that he wants to stock. He will certainly get it from somewhere. So how do you start? What's the process of doing this? So what we'll do is now some of these stocks come from far, some come as far as over 100-200 kilometers, some come like this is Port Harcourt. In some cases I get some of my orders from Lagos, some come from Kano, all part of the north. So how do you handle these things? Because that is the first process. How do you transfer it? It's very, very important. The transfer of these things are very, because if you don't transfer them appropriately, certainly you're going to have a mortality at the end of the day, because it is like human cannot go. You cannot package human in where it doesn't breathe or where it doesn't eat or whatever, to say you're taking him to whatever, he will die. The same applies to most of these livestock. Now for the grass cutter, there's a different way to transfer them. One, they have the plastic type customized this thing they use for grass cutters. Yes, but what we usually in this part of Nigeria, what we usually use our normal constructed wood platform like this. That's what we use. We use it to transfer animals from one end to another. It's well constructed with hard wood, because if you don't do that, most of these grass cutter, they are destructive. They can open it. There's a possibility. This is my winner's cage. What I want to do, I want to stock them in here, so that it's proceeding for transit to somewhere. This is how we do it. I mind you, I told you this cage is basically for winner sizes. You can't use it for bigger grass cutter, which I'm going to show you later. So now gently, it has to be gently. They are fragile. They are so fragile. You handle them carefully. Yes. So let's go in. Make sure you close. You handle them gently. Yeah, great farmer. Work in progress. Zion, are you enjoying this class?
I'm enjoying well.
I think it's different from what you usually see in all these video stuff.
Yes.
Iman, I hope you're enjoying it.
Yes, sir.
Don't disappoint me. Only what I hope for is mentorship and fellowship. Because after this practical class, I'm going to, because it doesn't end there. You keep teaching them. You don't learn farming one day. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's keep learning consistently. Now we are done with this. I've showed them how to stock your grass cutter. Right from the point where you're getting your grass cutter to where you're going to stock it. I've just showed them. I used the farm as a case study. It's very easy. We used our weighners, with our transfer cage. Now I think we are in progress now. I've told them about this. So just like we'll have all this in the cage, we'll have this in the cage. We'll have the grass cutter in the cage. The cage is clean. So what's the next thing they will do now? What do you think is the next thing we should do? The cage, the grass cutter is in the cage. The feeder is there. It's like the grass cutter is waiting for what? What is the next thing to do?
They are waiting for the food. You go clean that place, bring the plates, clean them, put the food, carry them.
Good. So the next thing because this thing goes in, it's in sequence. The next thing we need to do is to care for our grass cutters. Give them food, give them whatever they need, give them water. In some cases, when they go from a far journey, they are exhausted. So in some cases, what you do when you observe a station of this grass cutter, just get a tip of sugar or glucose in their water so that they will drink it to get energized. Or invariably give them organic sugar, just as get a sugar cane. Get sugar cane and corn and give them. You see, they'll be very happy. They will devour it so badly, So that's it for. It's not online or whatever. When you get through, the true knowledge of farming comes in the practical, really seeing the nitty-gritty of the job in it. So now we are in progress. Simulatively, we have been able to stock this because all these things we're doing in practical, so that when they get to their farm, it's the same thing. Though we're going to do a follow-up to see before they stock it. This is it. We have stocked those winners here. Remember we use our cage to stock them. We've stocked them. So the next thing is they are there. Their feeding trough is there, their drinker is there, so everything is intact. And from our observation, there is no one that is fatigued. If you observe anyone that's fatigued, the first thing you do is get sugar cane. This is sugar cane. You get a sugar cane. It's irresistible. There's no grass cutter that resists it. Even human, anything will be sugar, they is sweet. So as you they reject and so grass cutter they play with them. So you give them to eat so that to energize them, to bring them out of that exhaustion. That's the first thing you do. Then you can give them corn. For those that to stabilize their stomach, because the kind of food they're going to eat is going to be different. This is the corn. Usually I prefer yellow corn because it has more nutrient more than the white one. Nothing wrong with the white one though. You can still use it. So now we'll go to the feeding aspect of it. Having done all this, that means we have fulfilled some of the practical aspect of it. It's time now to give them food. Now to feed your grass cutter, the first important thing, major things that grass cutter eat, the major food they eat is more of 80% of grasses and vegetables. So now what do you do about this? You don't plant grass inside this room. You have to go and cut it somewhere. So the first important thing you do before you cut grass anywhere, you must go to a place that is not polluted. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You don't go and cut where they don't pour oil, where the grass dirty or where they pour dirty. It's not good. You go to a place that you have a very clean lushing grass, so that you won't have infected grass. So when you get there, you cut. If you're cutting your grass, cut numerous grasses. Like if you see the grasses we have here, we have varieties of grasses here. This is the razor grass is here. This is the elephant grass. We have the guinea corn here. Then we have the corn husk here. Corn is here too. Then we have the bitter leaf. This is for the rabbit, because virtually everything that is here, rabbit eats it. This is for the rabbit. Then we have the potato leaf. The potato leaf, we have it here. Where's the potato leaf? Yes, we have the potato leaf here. They ate it. Then we have this other leaf. I don't know the name, botanical name. These are the various things you see in the cotton field. You cut all these things. Every one of these has a very special nutrient for those grass cutters and the rabbits. And like my grass cutter and rabbit eat virtually everything we have here. Then we have the pineapple crown. This is a waste, but it's very, very nutritious to grass cutter and rabbit. They do eat it. In addition to this, when you cut all these things and get into your farm, you wash it properly. You take water, wash and well, clean up everything. Even though the grass is clean or this is very very clean, you wash it up, clean it up properly, so that nothing will be left behind to achieve zero mortality in your farm. Because when you don't wash it, there's a possibility a lot of things can be hanging there. You can never tell. So you have to wash it and make it clean as much as possible for your grass cutter and rabbit. At times I use pressure hose to do mine, so that's how I achieve mine. I pressure hose and make sure it's clean. If you don't have pressure hose, you get a big basin, you soak and shake, agitate so that it will be clean. Then having done that, then you will have other food they eat, just like this one. Make sure this is a pelletized. This is pelletized food. It's pelletized. It can be eaten by the grass cutter and rabbit. It's mainly formulated for grass cutter and rabbit purpose, for their diets. It's a complete diet. Then we have the corn, which they eat too. We have other things they eat like this, cereals like they eat like this. So all these things are very very important. For my own case, I give them this in the morning. The grasses are in the morning hours, while in the evening I try to mix up pelletize and the corn in the evening. That's for them. Then while doing this, you make sure at all time there is water there. At all time there is water there. So that is it for their feeding. And make sure as you give them the food, monitor them. You understand me? Monitor them properly. Monitor, because so that you know the one that is eating, the one that is not eating. That means you have to you have to go back and check what is wrong. If it needs medication or whatever, you try to give it to them. I forgot to mention something. A bitter leaf, very important for both grass cutter and rabbit, is medicinal and highly nutritious. Very very, it has a lot of vitamins and it has a lot of immune capability for these animals I mentioned. So that's it. This is their major food. We still have a lot of things they eat. Plantain leaves, a lot of things they eat which are not here. So you accommodate. In fact, I encourage people to make sure their grass cutter and rabbit eat varieties of grass, so that you don't lack any. In summary, I want to just summarize what we have done here, and I have them this question. We started this practical with theory. This is our manual, practical manual. We started with theory, which I liked enlightening them about the attribute of a grass cutter farmer. You don't go into grass cutter farmer without having an attribute, and the first attribute is passion, and the second attribute is patience. The next attribute is you need to have a learning mentality. The knowledge comes in, then they organize. You need to be organized. So all these attributes is what I've taught them. Then after, we'll go to the practicals. With the practical, we started with pre-stocking activity, which I told you about. It's all about cleaning the place, making sure that nothing is there. We call it housekeeping. Disinfect it and make it okay. Then you put the feeding trough. You remember the feeding trough? We have two, water and the feeder. Then after then you identify the grass cutter or whatever you want to stock, which I showed you. I brought one long breeds and the rabbits. Then the stocking aspect of it, that's where we have to talk about what we use to transfer the grass cutter, which we talked of the transfer box. You remember transfer cage? We used it, and we showed. I remember I showed you how to carry the rabbit, to stock it and take it to where it has to be. And when you're transferring, don't let it to be where the sun will hit it or rain. You take it appropriately. Then when you get there, you stock it back. Then after that, we talked about the last part of it, which is caring for your grass cutter. No, caring your grass is not the last. The caring of grass is just, you need to feed them so that they will grow. When they grow, they can reproduce. You give them, and they eat varieties of grasses. I mentioned a lot of things, both this one, pelletize, the corn, the sugarcane, and every other thing. And I told you people, when you get there, in case you get delivered, when your grass cutter is delivered, maybe they are exhausted. There's a sugar cane for them. You give them sugar cane so that they can bring them back to the exhaustion. Having achieved this, and your grass cutter is growing, at times you go to check out how they are doing. The ones that are not eating, you know what to do. When you have a problem, you consult your mentor, so that he can give you more guidelines. So all these things are very very paramount, so that if you observe anything that is not appropriate, you try to consult him so that he can do the right thing. Then after doing this, the last aspect of it, which I taught them, is the multiplication aspect of it, which is also how do they mate, at what age do they try to start to multiply sexually. The grass cutter from 7 months or 8 months, including the rabbit can start from 5 or 6 months, start multiplying. You talked about the gestation period. Remember, you asked me whether how many I tell you, say grass cutter now 5 to 7 now, you know. So the rabbit now just how many days? 32 days. Exactly. So, and for the rabbit now, before if you want, whenever the rabbit is pregnant, like this one, you can see you prepare a nest box for them. Like you can see there's a nest box. What we call nest box can be anything. It could be plastic, it could be anything. Do you understand me? It could be anything. So the nest box doesn't necessarily mean it has to be one kind big box. You prepare something that they will go there, so that they go there to kindle and litter there. For the grass cutter, all you need to do, you give them enough grass. They just need grass around there if they want to deliver, and they deliver safely. You know, and I believe they understand all this. We are not yet done. Mentorship follow up. So do you have a question more?
What I want to ask is that can grass cutter and rabbit, can them eat watermelon or pineapple peel, all those things? Can they able to eat it?
Yes, they eat, virtually eat it. Mine eat it. At times I get pineapple crown here, and the watermelon is talking about, very, very good for them. It's a source of water for them. Even they love it so much. They love it so much. Do you have a question?
Oh, my question is that can I identify grass cutter and rabbit, can them live the same room?
Yes. The way I trained my grass cutter, I made them to be familiar with each other. But the problem is that you have to be very careful the kind of grass cutter you merge with some rabbit. Mostly when they are adult stage. When they are small, they are harmless to each other. They can stay together. But when they go to some adult stage, mostly the wild males, at times they might be killer. They're very dangerous. But at this age, this one is serious one, they can stay with the grass cutter, no problem. They can stay together. They can cohabit together.
So I want to ask a question about rabbit.
Yeah.
When a male and female and about to deliver, anyone among them, they can live together with a demand or something?
No, it's not proper to put both of them together. It's not proper. So the grass cutter and rabbit, whenever they want to give birth, you separate them. Mostly if you're sure that one is pregnant, you take it to different cage. Anyone that you take it to different cage. You understand me? Thank you for asking this question. I've not talked about what you're talking about. So that you put them, if one is pregnant, these ones are pregnant, you can say I keep that in there. It's different there. Even this one is pregnant, this one is pregnant, so this one is sleep. See, I can't see belly. Look at that one, you see stomach, that one is pregnant. Okay. So you keep them different, you don't mix them with them, because there's a possibility they might be attacked when they deliver. And another thing, when you don't do that, at times there will be the food now, the male might not allow them to eat as much as they want to eat, because they are pregnant. They need to eat very well. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have more questions? You don't have, because I know you have to mentor you. So the mentorship is where it comes. That's the essence of mentorship.
Yeah.
You can't learn everything one day. So it's gradually till we get them going.
I've already